Hi all, just re-recording of a previous video because there seemed to be a bit of confusion with it. This is Colin of OCC Oven Cleaning Co. We're based around kind of East Sussex, Saltine kind of way. Basically what it's to do with is just to use this as guidance, helpful information. That's all it is. Don't take it as anything else from there. Now, if you use a caustic product to clean your own oven, but you don't strip it down first, the product used will get into places that you can't get to. This is where confusion seems to have lied. If you've used a caustic product, now we use biochemicals, which is non-caustic. So sometimes you will see a little residue afterwards. It'd be like a white powder. But that's all it is. It is harmless and it won't continue to do what we're just about to go into. So if you use a caustic product, but acid based generally, and you don't strip it down so it gets behind the back plate, around the fans and all that kind of thing. You haven't taken the screws out, so basically you've sprayed it on top of the screws. Then when it comes to cleaning the product out, it will be left behind. It will cause corrosion because it is acid based, and that will never stop. So simple fact, it just becomes, the heat will make it more aggressive. It warps the elements because you sprayed it directly on the element. It reduces the screws to dust by enlarging the holes because it basically sucked down behind the screws and just keeps rotting behind the screws, and it severely pits the enamel. But this is a few things. There's a lot more that can happen with it. As I said, we use biochemicals. Now, obviously, the reason it gets left behind is because it's not rinsed off correctly with it. So when it's dried, you can see it. Now, when it's with our stuff, you can see it. When it's a caustic, quite often you can't see it. It just keeps going. It is acid based. Generally, what it is. And that's why you can see our stuff. And we quite often, if not always, but we should say if you do see anything left behind, don't panic. It's not going to destroy your oven. If it does annoy you, you can just simply get a wet cloth and wipe it off. That's it. And we come across ovens quite often where people have used all these kind of caustic stuff, and the oven is already damaged. And we try and point this out. Obviously, people don't want to hear that they've trashed their own ovens, or they just think that we're just saying that, so they don't clean their own ovens, so they get us into it all the time. Nothing can be further from the truth, to be honest. The customers that we really like are just generally the people who don't have the time to do it, don't have the inclination to do it. Not because they can't be bothered. It's just simple, or it's too expensive. That's not the case at all. The stuff that we use, you can buy off the internet. You can go into shops and find these things. It's just that people, as a rule, the stuff they come across is caustic. So that's what they use because that's what they seem, or that's what they're told they need to use. And they just think that the bio stuff is just purely down to professional oven cleaners, because they really haven't been told anything different there. So just remember, if you don't do the job properly and you do ruin the oven, there's nothing we can do at this point. We can advise you for it. We can try and get it back on par to an extent, but there's nothing we can do with that. Hopefully this clears up any confusion. I'm aware that this video is now twice the length of the original, but we thought this needed cleaning up. Clean it up. Okay, that's Colin, OCC Oven Cleaning Co. You've lost that oven feeling.